Chika pretends to be ignorant, and it's a fraud. She's a fraud. She knows the situation. She understands it fully. She understands it better than everybody else. She enjoys to be in those situations where somebody else is under pressure. Bro, the real agent of chaos.
What's up, guys? Daniel here from the AK Mindset, and we're back again bringing you another episode of the AKRewatch. Vijay, hello at them.
Back again, you know who it'd be. Oh my days, Vijay here as well. AK Mindset, gang, all of that.
Yes. And if you're an avid watcher of this series, you know we're watching Kaguya, and this time episode 4, a personal favorite of mine. So as always, we're going to discuss what we thought of the episode. And yeah, but without further ado, let's get into it. So this week we started off with Hayasaka wants him to fall for her. And this episode, or this part even. So just for a short little synopsis, what happens in this part is after the student council have disbanded, Kaguya and Shirogane, they're not speaking because they're not in the same class and they have less opportunities to meet, yada yada yada. So Kaguya, she's vexed and she's complaining to Hayasaka, and Hayasaka, she's a bit annoyed at Kaguya's lackluster attempts of engaging, and then Kaguya misinterprets this and challenges Hayasaka to seduce Shirogane within a day, and Hayasaka, who's a bit annoyed, takes her up on this because she perceives it as an order, and this whole part is just her trying to appeal to Shirogane so they can start dating within a day of meeting each other. So yeah.
Kaguya, she's very, very different. How is she lying on her bed depressed? That's what I was looking to. I was like looking at her, I was like, why?
Shambles,
it's
bro.
not.
She's actually a shambles.
It's not that deep. It's actually not that deep. And I understand Hayasaka because I'm feeling the exact same way. I'm like, why is this girl, bro? She has his phone number. She has the contact details. It's not like they can't meet up. It's not like it's odd and weird. And especially
they go to the same school.
They're acting like they're now strangers. I was like, what is happening? And Hayasaka is just looking at her. This girl is gonna be she's gonna be my downfall. She's gonna kill me. I was dying. I was like, no. She needs to learn how to behave, man.
Kaguya was acting up. She was like, oh, I'm really going through some hard situation. You're sat here mocking me. But it's not a hard situation, you know. All you have to do is go up to... You were in the council for a whole year and you were talking. So why is it different now? Shambles.
Legit, was it like they haven't seen each other for like 3 days?
3 days? They didn't speak for 3 days. It was 3 days.
That's all.
And she's acting like it's been 10 years, a decade.
She was moving like, when I meet him, I'm not going to know him no more.
Oh my days.
He's going to be a stranger. I was looking at her like, nah, it's not that deep. Come on.
He's falling off.
Just go to school and say hi to him, Masada. Just drop him a message. You're moving reckless. And she shouldn't have tempted Hayasaka like that, because Hayasaka was on job. I saw it in her eyes. Do you see the vigor? Do you see the intensity? Well, I was like, you're about to lose your man. He's about to be gone.
And for one day, she put in them, LeBron MVP numbers. What? She put the team on her back, switched up the whole look.
She was carrying.
Demeanor. Fam, she was like, oh yeah, let me pretend to sleep for 3 hours just to test this man. Nah.
How was she doing mini glances during the sleep? She'd be looking up, checking out. And how did Kaguya even notice that? Kaguya was, so you're telling me for that
3 hours,
whole session, that 3 hours, maybe 3 hours and 30, I don't know how long they were conversating before that. But you're telling me Kaguya was there just chilling and watching them? Because me, anytime I've been in the library, if I see a youth standing by the books for more than 20 minutes, I'm going to be like, excuse me, my guy, are you going to stand there all day? Excuse me. Are you going to Like, come on, you can't just. I can hear you breathing. Your breathing is a bit loud as well.
Fam, she's moving bare suspect in her. I don't even know how to describe her get-up, but she was just like one pauper, bruv. Just with the magazine, as if she's trying to be private eye detective. Please, man, move.
Why was that her disguise, bro? Of all the disguises you can have, why was that? When you see how Hayasaka switched it up, and then you see how Kaguya switched it up to go on, I'm like, bro.
The difference is...
It's a totally different level. Different level. You can't...
A valley.
You can't compete.
Listen, Hayasaka's look was fine. It's not even Hayasaka, was it? Harasaka or something like that.
I said Hayasaka.
She said, yo, I'm trying to get a new laptop. Don't me decide. Instantly close the distance. That's how you know she's got the social cues on lock, because she closed the distance within one sentence. If Kaguya could do like 10% of what she does, they'd be
married
in a
with 2 kids.
Completely different place. But I think what I liked about this part is just Hayasaka, you know, because I liked her in the first season, so now we're getting like a whole... I know we got like a bit in the first episode where like she's trying to defend Kaguya from the world's antics, but like this was like more, we get to see like what she can do, you know, like her acting skills are on point, like it's a different level.
Oh yeah, she's talented.
And we see later as well, she can switch it up. I'm just trying to see what's the who's the real Hayasaka, you know. She's wearing too many
when we
faces.
saw her again,
fam,
it took me like 2 seconds to clock it's her. I was like, this girl looks familiar.
Oh my days.
And I was like, nah, it can't be. Are you mad? Hey, no joke. Oh, jeez, man. She moves different. I'm trying to be like her.
I don't.
Switch up like her.
Yeah, she made her own computer, you know. I have to respect that. What kind of technical wizardry is that?
I love in the whole scene how she was playing down her intelligence and her savviness, because she was like laying the foundation for a trap. You know, she was leading them on to the big finale, the grand scheme finale thing, all fireworks popping off, everything. But it didn't quite work out like
she did all that preparation. She got my mind to set the screen. It was the buzzer was counting down, shot clock winding down. She let she sent up the prayer, and Ren'ai, he didn't have it, man. It didn't happen.
It looked like it was gonna go in. That shot was looking clean. It was looking like a wonder.
It bounced on the rim 2 times, but bounced out. You know them ones. He said, "Nah, I like someone else." He shot her down, but I respect him for giving her the time of day. He was nice to her at least.
It's true. Man's nice. He's polite. Like I said last time, he's a gentleman. He knows gentleman 101. Like he knows how to play his part, play his role, but he doesn't go over bounds. He doesn't jump. Because if it was me, I would have lost composure. I'd be like, rah, I don't like no other girls now. It's calm. It's just you and me. That's it. Let's go.
Hey man, that's facts. And I just found it so funny how you just believe in everything that she was saying. It's like, oh yeah, wow. So you're taking the phony path as well. When she was like, oh yeah, I work 10 hours a day. I feel like the hard-working nature of her appealed to him. Like he can relate. He's like, yeah, the grind is hard. I respect that.
We're doing our thing.
And Hayasaka at the end, when she was throwing the tantrum, that's the truth. That's what I was saying about which one's the real her. Like, that's when she actually acts like a normal high school girl. Like she's like, oh yeah, I couldn't do it in 1 day. Give me a month or something. I'm just like, yeah, I can see that happening in a month. In a month, she can definitely tame.
I agree with that, man.
Tame Shirogane.
You know, she trusts in her ability. Like she knows what she can do. She knows her full. She knows her full capacity. She knows from her weaknesses to her strength, and she's like, if I lay it down in a certain way, how can anybody in any type of situation say no? You know what I mean? That's why she was doing her little tantrum. She's like, rah, I really thought I could slap it down in like, where is it? That 1 day in the library.
Yeah, man, but I mean, how can anyone do that in 1 day? Like, Kaguya was being unfair there. Like, she was being unfair. And she was even saying, I didn't say I could do it in 1 day. So like, at least she tried, and you have to respect her for trying.
She did. It's mad because I don't understand her technique. The sleeping part is what just took. I didn't understand that part. So I understood the part when she was underplaying her intelligence, and then him teach her a lot of the things. But after that, when she was yawning and trying to take a nap, I was like, bro, what is this girl do? Where are we?
It was
We
a
only have a
setup.
day.
It was a setup to let him, like, give him an opportunity to leave her, like, and he's, as he said before, I can't leave a defensive glow, and then that was like an opening for her to like be like, oh, I'm really touched by all these things you've done, and that's the final domino you push so I can fall in love. But, I mean,
Do you know what killed me?
what?
The part when Kaguya said she called her a pure blood servant.
Yo,
I was like, you're different. You're wilding. This is when she was discussing how why is she so good at lying? Why is Shirogane believing all the lies? And then she started listing out, she actually goes to this school, this. She's a pure blood servant.
yeah, that part was funny.
I was like, rah, no chill.
Yeah, she's a savage, man. When it comes to Shirogane, she just shameless, man, honestly.
It's true. She deserves better. She deserves way better. Especially Hayasaka. Like, every time I see their situation, I'm like, Hayasaka, please leave this institution. I know you might just be a normal friend to her. And one that,
man, that's big sis. It's big sis.
That's trauma, not big sis. That's trauma. She's traumatized. pure trauma.
But moving on to the next part of the episode, where Hayasaka kind of gets Kaguya back for what happened previously in Kaguya Wants to Be Confessed To, reference to the title, I believe. But yeah, in this part, Shirogane, he's thinking about his election campaign and who he wants to boost him up when it comes to give the speeches, and he wants to ask Kaguya to do the speech, but the school misunderstands what he wants to ask Kaguya to do, and it gets built up into a big event where the whole school is basically thinking he's going to confess to Kaguya. And this part was this was definitely my favorite part, can't lie, because this it's just funny how misunderstandings can just cause so much confusion. It's just crazy. They had the whole school based on an assumption. They didn't even hear what my man said initially. He said, oh yeah, look, I need to talk to you after school about the election. They didn't hear that part. Selective hearing.
They were wilding. Real selective hearing. They were jumping to conclusions. I was like, you guys are doing the most.
Nah, that was
and
funny.
How does the news travel so quickly through that school? It was 2 seconds, I swear, 2 seconds.
They got their own news network in the school, you know.
It's very efficient. That's all I can say about that news, that network. Very, very efficient.
They saw, the whole class saw, they started texting every single person they knew. They were like, yo, my man, you heard? You know what was funny? The way that people will come to the president, he's like, oh yeah, you got a good shot, my guy. And he's just like, what are you about talking about?
He was baffled. See, he needs to, in those situations, he needs to ask more questions to just snip it in the bud. Because man just let it slide. Like, fair enough. These guys are probably, there's some reasoning to what they're saying. There's some logic. I just can't see it at the moment. And then, because he gets into situations when he finally sees what is happening, it's too late and it's peak.
He's quick on his feet though, because he recovered. He was like, oh yeah, let me just whisper this thing, because if I say it out loud, they'll finish me. Oh,
but did you see how the eyes were just peering through the school windows? Bro. People were hopping out of bushes. I was like, what's happening? I see like 5 heads just appear out of nowhere and just peeping. Wow.
I don't understand it. Like they were anticipating this. They were like, yeah, this is the biggest news ever to happen to this school. We need to see this happen. It needs to be documented. And Kaguya, she was moving meek, bro. She was like, oh, what do you want to talk to me about? Giving all these cute little faces. I'm like, yo, fix up, big man. What are you doing?
Trust me.
Making it worse for him.
But I feel like this situation definitely shows how high they are regarded in like the social structure of the school.
Yeah,
like everybody is really out here wanting this relationship to happen. Like for them, it's like this is a long-standing situation, and finally there's a chance that we're going to have a conclusion. And I think that's one of the real reasons everybody had to make sure they were there, because they were like, how these two are moving, this situation, they were surprised. They were like, wow, I can't believe today's the day. You man, did you see that? Did you get that text? Yeah, did you? That's how they acted. It was wild. So I understand why there was a lot of people with a lot of interest.
Yeah, I do agree, because I think you see in the first episode how everyone's like, oh yeah, do you think they're dating, when they're walking towards the council room in season 1? So like, I think it was like a thing where people were like, yeah, they might be secretly dating, or like we're just waiting for the announcement. So like, when he comes into her class, bearing in mind he's from a different class, goes out of his way to visit her, call her out and say, yeah, I can't say it here, but I'll tell you after school, behind the school building. But that's basically setting yourself up for downfall.
It is proper.
But Hayasaka, she's funny. Like, the way she just came up to Shirogane, like she didn't just see him the other day and get rejected. And then the way she just goes up to Kaguya, that face is too funny. She's like, oh, Shinomiya-san. Like, you can tell she was bitter. She's still bitter from that day. Like, the L burned. That L burned her.
That's how you know she's not used to taking L's. Like, other people in this situation, you're like, that is what it is, man. Another L I added to the collection. But she was like, nah, I need to get this off my resume right now. I need to scrub this clean. I'm not having it. I really didn't recognize her though. Like, that's the honest truth. I don't know why.
We seen her in the school uniform.
Yeah, I know. I was like, this girl looks familiar. But I was thinking maybe she's just one of those characters that's in the show that just looks the same as Hayasaka. And especially when her lying went through the screen and affected me, because when she said, I'm a student, like, you know me, I was like, rah, she's probably a student. We've probably seen her before.
No,
that's how I know.
As soon as I saw her, I knew it was her.
I feel bad. I should have recognized her. I should have known. That's a disappointment.
She got the blue nails, man. Who else got blue nails in the show?
I believed what she said. I believed.
I don't blame you. It's not the first time someone's been fooled by an anime character lying, bare face. Shout out to Aizen.
Shout out.
But the first scene where we see Chika and Shirogane conversing, as I said in the chat, that's a Monogatari reference. So I have to shout out to the studio for that. That's fire. That's reference to the first scene in Monogatari. So I have to put respect. And I found it funny how she thought that Shirogane was talking about her. And he's just like, nope, Shinomiya. And she's like, I'm not voting for you. Like, bro, you're not nice like Kaguya's nice. Like, come on, man. It's two different tiers.
Some people just be doing too much. They be hoping they're like, you're not like that. You're not clean like that. Like, just humble yourself.
She was bitter. She was like, oh, just hurry up and ask her. She doesn't know how to read the room, you know. How can she be like this? Hurry up and ask her does she not see all the people surrounding the school, surrounding these two? Well,
she Chika pretends to be ignorant, and it's a fraud. She's a fraud. She knows the situation. She understands it fully. She understands it better than everybody else. She enjoys to be in those situations where somebody else is under pressure. Bro, the real agent of chaos. She's very different.
She's a deviant, honestly. How can you be like, hurry up and ask her? Can you not see that the situation is not as simple as you're making it seem? And then the way she blurts out, oh, you chose Kaguya over me. Oh my days. How can you just... she's finished, man. Listen, she needs deliverance. I'm done with that girl. I'm tired of her.
Oh, she jokes. The way she stood up from that situation on the table, I love how she expects everyone to think so highly of her. So every time she has this like big image of herself. So every time a situation that we encounter when she's involved with it, and somebody's getting gassed or somebody's getting spoken highly of, or somebody needs to do something, she presumes it's going to be her and she's going to be involved. And this is why she's involved with every social club, every after school club, every because she just believes that she's that girl, and to an extent, she is that girl. I can't even deny. She, like, especially what we see later on in the episode, like she ain't. She's just she's special.
She got
talented.
accolades.
She's talented.
Hey, but on that note, I guess we should transition to the final part of the episode. Miko Iino wants to set things right, where we're introduced to the, I guess, main, I don't want to call her antagonist, so I'm just going to say other character who's going to be in this election arc. Miko Iino, a first year student who seemingly has beef with Ishigami, is very straight-laced, discipline-minded, and we see her and Shirogane go at it, and she tries to entice Chika with her sweet words. And I say sweet, like she's got some underlying evil intention, but she's just honest. So yeah. But this part was it just shows how petty Shirogane can be. You know? He's a petty man. He is,
and sometimes he can't hide it. He tries to hide it as best as he can to, like, portray a professional, you know, model student outlook. But in his heart of heart, I feel like all the greats, all the great individuals have that pettiness to them, that kind of selfish, ambitious, like, they want to see everybody do well, but they really want to be the best out there, if you know what I mean. And he has that to a T.
Yeah, you can tell. It burned him when she was like, oh yeah, I've been first in exam rankings since my inception, because he had to grind his way to get to the top. But
Miko is a superstar. I just have to say that. First year superstar. Like, I looked when you saw her, class personified. That's what I thought. I was like, wow, this girl is classy.
You know what I mean? Miko fan, yeah. Okay.
I'm a fan. I'll wear that badge.
You voting for her?
I'm voting, bro. You know, I told you when we were watching it, she has my vote. I said she got it.
So you're rocking with the crew cuts, yeah? The crew cuts.
Oh, bam, I'm a snake. I'm snaky like Chica. I'm bouncing. I see the new crew in town, and that's the new wave, the new generation, new blood. That's where I want to be. That's where I want to be, my guy.
I see. Not me,
that's
though.
where I want to be.
I'm not getting swayed.
I want to shine like her, man.
Yeah, she said my dad's a diplomat, you know. She carries that with pride. She's embodying their values, so I have to respect that. But her policies are not for me.
We'll pretend we didn't see them. That's what I'll do. I'm not voting for her policies. I'm voting for her.
I can't see them when she's enforcing them. So, like, then I'll be suffering.
You'll be suffering happily.
No, I won't.
Sometimes you have to suffer. Sometimes
What, you're a masochist, yeah?
It depends the person who is in charge of leading. And if it's Miko, I'll be wherever I need to be.
Okay. Well, let's move away from that Miko praise and let's talk about Chika. Well, we've been slandering her this episode, but she got accolades. She's certified. I have to put respect on her name. She said 5 languages. Hello?
That's different. But let's be real. You know, one of those languages she made up herself. Some next game thing she made up, and she now put it as on her.
Don't be put asterisks on her thing, man.
No, I will put them where it needs to be put, and I know for a fact 5 will give her 4.
No. I'll put respect on her name. I respect that she can speak 5 languages. She out here winning piano competitions. She a maestro on the keys. Play that song.
Doing up concerts. Doing up concerts. Oh my days, she different.
It's good that we had that, you know, because Chika been kind of a mockery these last few episodes. She's been taking L's, so that was a W. But then,
like, the amount of L's she's been taking, you start questioning her intelligence. You're like, is this girl actually smart?
She's not smart though. She's average.
Oh yeah, she said that, didn't she?
Exactly. She said she average, and then she's like, oh, that's an L.
But 5 languages isn't average, man. That's way above average.
I like.
You know, 5 languages, you're doing something very. See, so now we're putting another asterisk. 4 of those languages are made up. The first language is Japanese, and that's all.
No, that's cap. We saw her speaking French in the first season. Don't do that.
That's what I'm saying. I don't believe that what she learned that day, that French she spoke that day, it wasn't her.
How can you say that? She was conversing with the students. The exchange program. They were talking calmly.
The exchange program was also one of her after school club things. She set up the whole situation.
Yo.
The whole situation.
Yo, you go far with this chica slang though.
Put the asterisk on it.
Okay. For Rajal, we'll put the asterisk on it. But for me, respect to her.
Do you know what killed me the most though? Is when Miko called Ishigami a delinquent.
Oh, bro.
But she was just dead. Ishigami, there was no need for that. Ishigami was coming
forever
like,
beefing.
What's up? Why was there so much animosity between them?
Fam.
What is the history?
I guess we'll find out. I mean, we see it later in the future episodes, but I don't think the thing is, yeah, and this will probably be something we discuss in the future episodes. It's not even a thing where like the hate is even misplaced, and I think you'll see what I'm talking about when we watch them, because they kind of have a weird level of respect for each other. Again, as I'll reiterate, you'll see in the future episodes. I mean, I remember it, but I don't know if you remember it that well.
I probably don't. This episode told me that I forgot a lot about the shows, like episode-wise.
Okay. So, what do you think about this third part as a whole?
As a whole, this third part was a good kind of introduction to what I thought we were going to be starting off, especially from last week's episode. So how it ended in talking about doing the election again, I thought, boom, that's what we're going to go straight back into. But we didn't. But it ended how I thought it would begin, when we started interacting with other participants, start worrying about speeches, how our popularity is regarding our standing in the rank and stuff like that. So overall, this third part, it did that well, but it also brought the classic twist.
Comedy.
The comedy, the Chica crazy dumb. Like, how is Chica switching sides?
Bro, listen, how many times you see, I was giving her praise, but always remember, politician. Her father is a politician. You see how she was so quick, just a little bit of praise, it's just like, oh yeah, the light's looking a bit different on that side, grass is looking greener. And then she switched back as soon as she saw the policies. Oh my days, that's a true politician. She knows who to side with in the times.
Facts. I died when she said, we are not losing. I was like, what? Where did we come from? We what do you mean? I was like, what? And then you see Ishigami and Shiogane just looking at her like, Chica,
she's shameless.
What?
Shameless.
You're wilding. Is that all it took? Now you're gone. You stepped on the other side. I say they just don't take her back.
Bro, it might have to be a thing, because that loyalty is looking a bit forgetsy, bro.
For real. She would sell them for a pack of crisp and some loose change.
I don't even think they're lying. That's the thing. I don't even think I'm lying.
That's their worth. She reckless, man. But then her recklessness is why I love her, to be honest.
Yeah. Her Agent of Chaos is too funny.
She just be doing the most, and I'll just be loving it. I'm like, you're crazy, but we love to see it. You do things that people think about doing, but decide, you know what? I respect how I look to other people, so I'm not going to do it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But she doesn't care. She actually doesn't care. She'd be like, if I want to change sides now, I'm going to change sides. If I want to say this, I want to say this.
Just one thing before we talk about what we thought of the episode as a whole. Going back to the second part, I just wanted to say, like, Kage's response to Shiogane asking her about the campaign speech, that was technically an indirect confession in my eyes, anyway.
I forgot about that.
She said, "I'll say yes to any of your requests." I said, "Okay."
You know how
interesting.
That's such a wild statement. That is such a super wild statement. Does she understand the implications of what she just said? Does he even understand the level? That's a lot. That's a loaded. She said, "I would say yes to any."
He was ready. He was ready to leave it all on the floor, because he was like, I had this whole complex in my mind, and how we were saying as this pride between them. He's even saying it himself. And he's like, oh yeah, because she's a high class girl, I thought she had to ask for it. Nah, fam, that's dumb. And I think he knows
At this point, he just needs to risk it all. Because after she said that, I'm saying, do you know what? Today we're done. Today, we're together. We are one person from now on.
If they got together, he probably win the election in a landslide because people would just be gassed.
Oh, true. They said that combination. They knew. Imagine the media outtakes and that. They were like, new presidential
that'd be front page
election.
news.
The love war ended. Now we have our ex-president who is now re-elected and our new vice president. What a combination.
Power couple for real.
Trust me. They'll be doing bits. I can imagine that. But we knew it wouldn't work out like that. In the end, we knew they were going to stun.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it was a nice moment. But anyway, so your final thoughts on the episode before we close off for Zhao?
Another banger. That's what I was another banger. It was such a wavy episode. It's a classic. It's what we come to expect from these episodes. We're getting the comedy, we're getting the drama, we're getting you get those you feel like they're high stake moments, but they're really not. It's made high stake because of how dramatic everybody is in them situations. So it makes you feel like, this is an all or nothing situation. But in the end, like, you have somebody like Ishigami come in this, show you how, like, disregard this whole situation for where it is. Nothing. And that's what I love about this show. And we got that a lot in this episode. Like, all the 3 parts banged. I love the introduction of Miko, superstar girl, model student. I'm expecting greatness from her. That's what I'm saying. Expecting great. If you know, you know. If you don't, you will know.
Jeez. Whole soliloquy from Miko, yeah? So what I've learned is that Rizal is a secret Miko stan. But for me, episode was great, fantastic. This was a 10 for me because Hayasaka greatness in the first part. She put on a masterclass performance, only hindered by Shiragani's love for Kaguya. You hate to see it. Middle part was fantastic, sublime. The misunderstanding, blowing up the whole school was too funny, and Kaguya indirectly confirming her feelings. You like to see that. I like that she was a bit exasperated when he just said about the campaign speech, and the last part with Miko. She cool. It was nice to see that Chico isn't all just banter, and she actually has some skills to her. And it was good to see that Miko was able to get under Shiragani's skin, because we don't really see that petty side to him that often. And Ishigami, a true soldier, backing his boy, he said, nah, I'm not letting you talk about the president like that. He was quick to his defense. God, I love that. So yeah, all-rounder, high-quality episode. God, I love it. That's Kaguya doing Kaguya things. That's my series. Anime of the year, maybe. ReZero was out, and so was Fruits Baskets. But it's in the contention. It's
a high-level contender. It's looking at that belt like, that belt is mine.
Fam, they're scrapping for number 1 right now. Fruits Baskets, ReZero, Kaguya. It's a toss-up right now. But...
And whoever wins is one of those you don't even care because it's top quality.
Exactly.
Top quality all round. I think I'll give it a 9 out of 10. I loved it, but it wasn't 10 out of 10 for me. I feel like Miko needs to shine a bit more. It shined a little bit more. I'll give it a 10. But
okay. Oh, okay. I know what you're going to give it a 10 then. But yes, that was episode 4 of the AKRewatch, brought to you by the AK Mindset. And as always, you know what I'm going to say. Hit us up on the socials, Instagram, Twitter, Anchor, Spotify. Links will be in the description. We might upload these to Spotify if people prefer that. And yeah,
I might have to do that. I'll be lit.
Yeah, just for the offline recordings. But as usual, it's Daniel signing off. Pieces, deuces, all them things there.
All of that. And with your course, just reiterating what Daniel said, support the thing. You know, we're out here just enjoying ourselves, putting out good content, And as you can see, the development. If you see the stuff we've done previously and what we're doing now, there's a lot of development. So join the journey, man. Join the journey. So, and that's it. That's it for me. You know, peace, guys. You love to see it. Catch you in a bit.